Yo, what's happening? AA Ron in the house. So, I got a little something I want to share with you guys. I want to talk about sowing your seeds. Sow so you can reap, and you reap what you sow. And are you reaping what you're sowing? Some of you are probably like, I don't know what I'm sowing. And it's probably true. You don't know what you're sowing, because guess what? If you're having difficulties in life, it's because you're sowing seeds of difficulty in others. If you're having problems with any area of your life, it's about what did you do to get you there. It's not about what other people did. It's not. And that's the biggest problem with the societies. Everybody thinks it's everybody else's fault. And that's just a big old, no. You're in your situation because you put yourself there. You planted a seed. You sowed a seed somewhere down the line that got watered, and now you're reaping what you sowed. So that's how that works. So let me elaborate on that. So when I lived of the flesh, and I'm still alive, I'm not dead, but when I say lived of the flesh, I mean when I lived like a fleshy person that's into material, into fame, into being vain, being self-centered, that type of life was, man, sure, cool, right on, fun, but it only lasts for so long, and then you realize that, what kind of life has I really lived? And that's what I want to talk about, sowing your seed. So once I came into Christ and asked for forgiveness and asked him into my life, the grace that he's given me, the abundance of blessings that he's given me, the amount of forgiveness that just comes along with just being part of the kingdom of Christ, it's amazing. It's wonderful. So I still fall short, but I pray all day for forgiveness. I pray for discernment. I pray every day when I'm in situations to be led in the spirit, not in the flesh. Like this message, I want to be led in the spirit when I deliver this message. I don't want it to come in like a fleshly thing, like, oh, I'm just trying to lift myself up. I'm not. I'm trying to help others grow in the spirit as same as I have. So I pray for God. I pray for God to guide my emotions and my tongue. I don't mind asking every day in every situation for God to walk with me. I don't mind that at all, because who better to walk in with me than God? God's conquered everything. God's conquered Satan already. There's nothing. God's the winner. Why not pick God to be on your team, right? So that's why you see me talking about God and showing you whose team I'm on. I'm on God's team, because we can't lose. So I decide that how I'm going to react and behave every day through the grace of God and by the blessings of the Lord. So back to sowing a seed. You want kindness, you got to sow that seed, brother. You want forgiveness, you got to sow that seed, sister. You want grace, you all better give grace to everybody around you, because that's the seed that you're sowing. That's what you put out is what you get back. And there's a lot of scripture on all that, but I don't know the scripture well enough to just start spewing off scriptures, blah, 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 blah. I know the Lord's Prayer, and I know John 3:16. That's about all I can recite from the top of my head. But I do know what I read, and I know that I can explain it to you in a layman's terms as I am to you now. So when we plant seeds of love, we're going to get love back. That's reaping. When we sow a seed to plant a seed, we reap what we planted, which means that we harvest what we planted. What we reap is what we grew. That's what we get in return. So you cannot be blessed or given grace or be forgiven if you don't do those to others. Grace others with kindness. Bless others with your presence. Be a positive influence on the people that you're around. Make sure that you're always leading by example with your actions, not just with your tongue. Your actions are huge, you know. So sowing your seed is my message. If you're in despair today, well, who'd you put in despair yesterday? If you're finding yourself at the bottom of the barrel and you're just like, man, how come I can't do anything right? How do you react to others? How do you treat others? So think about that. Think about how you respond to others. And think about it. Do you react? Because sometimes, because I used to always react, and I still do. Some reaction's not good. We want to respond. We want to take the time to actually think about what's being said before we open our mouth and reply back or do an action. We need to make sure that our perception of what's going on is accurate, and we want to make sure that we deliver our messages in kindness and in love. And if you can't love somebody, then just do it out of, just be nice, okay? Be nice to them, because ultimately you're the one that's going to benefit from that later. And you planted a seed into that person's heart and into their soul and into their mind, and they remember how you treated them, and that's going to help mold them and shape them into who they become in the future. So we're always fixing ourselves, we're always learning, we're always getting better. And quite the opposite also. If we're not sowing seeds of goodness, we're sowing seeds of badness, which ultimately just, keep taking us down farther and farther and farther and farther. So I hope I didn't ramble on too terribly bad. I hope I delivered the message the way I was wanting it to come across. And I just want y'all to pray that next time I have a message for you that I can deliver it in less than 8 minutes. So I'm not taking all your time. And if anybody needs a talk, or you want to say some prayers, or you want me to pray over you, let me know. Send me a message. I'd be happy to pray for you, brothers, sisters. Be happy to have some talk with y'all. So I love y'all. God bless, and just do what you do in a positive way, and everything will always come back tenfold in a positive way. Okay, love y'all. God bless.